So Adrian, how long have you been with Adidas?
So I've been with Adidas 6.5 years. This is my second time around with the brand. I was originally with Adidas from 1988 to 2000, and then I came back in 2006. Most of that time with the running category, and for the last 6.5 years headed up the global running business for Adidas.
And you run it yourself?
Yeah, I actually grew up in Cardiff, Wales, and ran for Cardiff AAC back in the mid-70s, and then in 1977 I got recruited to go to East Tennessee with the likes of Irish runners Ray Flynn, who's a 349 miler, and Neil Cusack, who's the former winner of the Boston Marathon.
And what were you in college, a miler? Or?
I was a 5,000 meter runner,
right, yeah.
So I was All-American 5,000, 13:34.
Oh really?
Yeah, behind Sydney Marie.
Oh yes, yeah.
So pretty competitive in university, and then ran mostly road races afterwards. So big races like Peachtree Road Race in Atlanta, Gasparilla, Jacksonville, Falmouth Road Race in New England. All of those kinds of races.
All the classics.
Yeah.
I've like, my father was the British 10k record holder in '69.
Yeah.
Before Bedford.
Yeah.
He ran like 28, 23.
Yeah.
And so I've kind of like grown up reading like the old magazines. And you know, like Ron Hill.
Yeah.
He was like good friends with my dad.
Yeah.
So Ron had always been like running like Boston and all the big races. And bring back like the US Runners World. And I've been looking at these and like the posters of Peachtree, you know, the guy with his SL 72s on, standing under the water fountain.
So when in the 80s, Ron was still running. He'd run in the Masters division, so he'd get invited to a lot of races.
Yeah, well, he got the Masters record, didn't he? But which race was that at? But they never really verified the
course.
So there's a bit of they're not quite sure.
I had
but he still claims it.
British 15k record at Gasparilla on the road.
Right.
They're in 43:16.
Right. So did you represent Great Britain?
As a junior,
before
I went over to university.
Okay. So what age are you now then?
55.
So would you know Steve Kenyon?
I know the name, but I don't know him personally.
Right. Yeah.
It was more Julian Goethe. Came over and ran some. Jeff Smith was obviously
Boston, was it?
And second in New York. Dave Murphy, there was Liverpool area. And those kinds of guys. Steve, obviously, both of us being Welsh, and he was a little older than me. But it was a good era for running. Obviously been running for a long time, and you saw the shoes up on the stage from the SL72, which was my first running shoe, through to Torsion, which was introduced in 1989. That was when I first started with the company. And I've seen a lot of innovation over the years, but this is the first time that I can say hand on heart that we have something that's truly a game changer in the industry, and something that's unique in Boost.
And the material itself, the polyurethane based capsules, if you like, is that a patented technology or material?
Well, it's somebody took the shoe. Okay. So the material itself is something that we did in collaboration with BASF. So the pellets you see are blown and then steamed, and so we have a collaboration and relationship with BASF that allows us to use this technology ourselves.
And I mean, initially, obviously, it's in a neutral cushion-based shoe. Could we change the densities of these capsules to offer support, or is that?
Yeah, we're working on stable, neutral, and natural shoes. And obviously, this is more a neutral shoe. And so over the years, you'll see us advance this. I mean, you have to remember, EVA's been around for 30 years. So this is the first year that we're introducing a boost. So you'll see it coming in the future. By 2015, all our performance shoes will feature the boost foam, and we'll see it in combination with maybe some EVA, just to give it a little more stability. But overall, boost, as we find out more about it in the future, we'll be able to tune it into other areas, you know.
So, was there a temptation to bring out a minimalist shoe with this technology to start with?
Well, yeah, I mean, this is a
big thing.
This is 9.8 ounces.
Right.
So the thing about the independent capsules is that they work like that. They work independently of each other. Yeah. So going to a natural shoe out of the gate, we didn't feel we needed to. The midsole height's at 22.11. There's 11% drop. The shoe is 9.8 ounces, so it's not. It's in that zone where if you wanted to feel like having a lightweight shoe, this fits the bill.
And how would it compare to like Adiprene and Adiprene Plus? So in terms of, I remember I was a tech rep in the UK for Adidas like 12 years ago, and I had a similar two pieces of thing with a ball bearing, and we'd demonstrate, you know, boom, and
the thing bounce back,
a lot more bounce back. How would this compare to that?
So this,
in terms of
energy return, it's far superior to Adiprene Plus, and it's also more cushion than Adiprene. So the combination of both, by changing the height, you can make it more energy return or more cushion.
Gotcha.
And so, in for instance, at the London Marathon in April, we'll have the Adizero Adios with boost foam on all our elite athletes, and they'll race the London Marathon with the Adios featuring boost.
Right.
So you can tune it by lowering the midsole height.
So there's obviously been quite a lot of work gone into the launch, and this is a very big product for Adidas. And certainly looking back at the history, there's been big products before. And, but I think to have someone like Haile Gebrselassie saying that he thinks he could break a world record with it again, I mean, that must be pretty special. Yeah,
and we've gotten similar feedback from the athletes, because they've obviously, if they're going to race in London and Boston this spring, they've already been training in the product. So we're getting similar feedback, and it's really exciting. So weather permitting on the day, I think there possibly could be a world record
Stellar
at London
field.
this year.
Everybody, like all Olympic medalists from the last 2 games, I think, world record holder, world champ, everybody's in it, aren't they?
And I think our guys will have an advantage.
Did you have that feeling in 2008 when Haile Gebrselassie went off to Berlin?
Yeah, I mean, Haile is a very focused athlete, so when he puts his mind to doing something, he really, really goes after it, and he knows his body, and you know, he twice broke the world record in Berlin, so it's amazing that he got under 204 when he did, at his age too. I mean, you got to figure it out. What was he, 39 at the time, 38, but he's still he can still run with anybody today.
That's great. Well, we look forward to seeing the shoes in London.
Yeah, so do we. It's a long time in the making, so actually seeing them on the market's going to be really, really fulfilling.
In a distance spike as well next, maybe?
Yeah, spikes I think are more in the future. Mostly the focus so far has been on training shoes, but as you get closer and closer,
well under a distance spike. Because Haile always like struggled with with a spike.
He wore the Techstar, which was more of a lower end. He loved the Techstar, which was.
And has it got you thinking about competing again?
No, not at all. I like to lose a little bit of weight, but not compete.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much for your time.
Thanks a lot.
That's been good.
Okay. Thanks, guys.